What is the connection of color to history? How can painting represent some of the most painful moments of our collective past? Ahead of Holocaust Remembrance Day in Israel, a hard-hitting exhibition is on display at the Mishkan Museum of Art in the northern Israeli kibbutz of Ein Harod. Titled Prussian Blue, it features dozens of paintings by Mexican Jewish artist Yishai Jusidman. Some of the questions the exhibition asks are, how can painting depict the Holocaust? And are there any limitations to artistic representation when it comes to dealing with such a heavy-duty moment in history? The show is named after a popular pigment used by artists, a rich, dark blue color that is also, it turns out, linked to the extermination of European Jewry during the Second World War. The Nazis used Zyklon B to murder millions in gas chambers, and this pesticide left colored traces on the walls that are still visible to this day. Painting with the color became a lens through which Jusidman could look back at the horrors of the Holocaust.
This chemical compound, ferrocyanide, became an actual link between the discipline of painting and the crimes committed in the Holocaust. When I found this out, immediately I realized that this is a link that I was looking for.
There are nearly 50 paintings in this series, from figurative ones depicting gas chambers and concentration camp buildings to abstract works. One of the highlights? This painting of the Haus der Kunst in Munich. The Nazis built this museum in 1937 to house what they considered to be Germany's finest art.
When we see this artwork within the exhibition, we understand that what interests Yishai as an artist is, on the one hand, to talk about the Holocaust, and on the other hand, to look at the connection between the Holocaust and art, or between cultural ideology and artistic ideology.
So far, the response to the show has been overwhelming.
We only opened the exhibition last week. The impression is beautiful, is enormous, it's something very, very strong.
Most of Jusidman's paintings are based on photographs he found in archives, websites, and books. But he also visited many of these places himself.
Within the perception of the viewer, there's kind of like a clash between our attraction to the beauty of the paintings and a repulsion.
The entire series took him nearly 7 years to produce. To close it, Jusidman created these large monochromatic paintings, made up of hundreds of layers of Prussian blue paint, a pigment now indelibly linked to the memory of the Holocaust.
I think the series engages in a way that I hope is measured. It allows us to understand or appreciate what can be done by way of leaving aside what cannot.
From kibbutz Ein Harod in northern Israel, Maya Margit reporting for the Media Line.